Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Look on the screen. Wow. Look on the screen. Why is he on the screen? I'll let the news media tell you about it. Check this out.
Tonight, the Harris County Precinct 1 constable is asking parents if they've allowed their kids to be around this man. Constable Alan Rosen says Othello Holmes is a child predator, and he says they have videos to prove it. Investigators say Holmes was arrested after what he was caught doing at the Houston restaurant he worked at, and we want to warn you, the story is disturbing. Matt Doherty spoke with Constable Rosen today. He's live downtown with the details. Matt?
Yeah, the constable tells me that the man is a predator, but that's not all. He says he was arrested just a few weeks ago at a restaurant just next door for putting his penis in some food. We want to warn you again, this story is very disturbing. The details of the accusations made against 27-year-old cook Othello Holmes are frightening and disgusting. Precinct 1 Constable Alan Rosen said it started here at this soul food restaurant and bar next to the GRB. Holmes had been working here as a cook, but he wasn't just making food. Court documents state Holmes was putting his penis in the food, specifically the jelly, while he recorded it with his phone. Then he sent it to people.
The things that I have seen and the behavior that I have seen, it's very disturbing.
The constable says the restaurant owners immediately called police to report what they'd seen.
When the restaurant found out about this behavior going on, they immediately shut down to everybody. They had not served a single patron of the restaurant.
Holmes was arrested.
He should not be allowed anywhere near a restaurant.
The constable says investigators believe something similar may have happened at a hotel restaurant where Holmes worked as well. But the constable says Holmes's crimes didn't stop there. He bonded out of jail for the Class B misdemeanor indecent assault
But we kept investigating this person. And boy, I'm glad we did.
The constable says his investigators got a subpoena for Holmes's phone.
And we found some really horrible things on his phone. We found child pornography, and we are fearful that he potentially may have, and at some point, molested young children.
Investigators tell us Holmes had thousands of photos and videos of child pornography. Court documents state that some of them appear to have been taken somewhere else and saved to Holmes's phone. All of them with kids under 10 years old. Some of the children were infants. Others, investigators say Holmes filmed on his own with young children. Now they're focused on finding out the identities of the kids in the videos. They also want to know if there are more children out there.
This individual is a predator.
Now, Culture, the restaurant where Holmes was working, sent us a statement tonight which reads in part, quote, "The matter was addressed before the business opened again. The employee has been terminated, and we have taken all necessary steps to restore our normal services to the public. We strongly believe that this is an isolated incident resulting from retaliatory measures due to a demotion. Most importantly, this dangerous pedophile is off the streets."
Okay, everybody. So back to the restaurant. Horrible. They said that the food had not been served. They hadn't served anyone the food. My thing is this: how do we know that? Because, and not to make the restaurant look bad, my thing is, was this the first time he'd done this at the job? How do you know the guy didn't do it last week, the week before? So they said they believe the incident happened as a retaliatory measure because he was demoted, due to a demotion. So you do this, then record it and send it out to people. Dusties bring drama. They're bad for business. They will ruin your life, heartache, and trauma. The financial implications, the restaurant has to close down. People may avoid the restaurant. The financial implications, now he's on bond. Well, the bond was at $500,000. Not sure if he's been released. And I hope some fool doesn't let him out. The financial implications, we have to pay for him to house him. Eat, sleep, stay in jail, repeat. It's too many dust buckets in the nation. Putting his nasty man part Look how hard in the jello. Again, I'm starting to wonder, how long has he been in the kitchen? Was he caught the first time, the first day? It's hard for people to even get jobs, to be honest with you. It's very hard for them to get jobs. Restaurants are closing down. One guy works at a restaurant, a nice, cool part of town. You're like, gee, why people don't work at a restaurant? Well, this particular restaurant, guess what? He said as a waiter, he normally makes just in tips $5,000 a month in tips. So that's why they want to work at that restaurant. 5,000 just in tips. He said with the economy like it is now, believe it or not, a high-end restaurant, he said, check this out. There's less people, but he says sometimes people will come in, which is not nothing new, but he's, I guess, noticed this more so. They'll come in, order one entree, and they'll share it. And that's nothing new, but he's noticed that more so. People will order one entree and they'll share it. Now his tips, he says, instead of getting like typically $5,000 a month, he'll get on sometimes close to three, and sometimes a little bit less. And so now you have this idiot working in the restaurant, and look what he does. People hear the story and think, even though it hasn't, he's gone, he's been terminated. The fact that it occurred at that restaurant, as they say, it just still has put a stain on the name. A stain on the name. And then on top of that, which I'm so glad they continue to investigate, they're saying what? They found child pornography on the phone. Child pornography on the phone. And don't listen, it wouldn't surprise me. This is somebody's man, or let his mother tell it, not my son.
This person. And boy, I'm glad we did.
The constable says his investigators got a subpoena for Holmes's phone.
And we found some really horrible things on his phone. We found child pornography, and we are fearful that he potentially may have, and at some point, molested young children.
Investigators tell us Holmes had thousands of photos and videos of child pornography. Court documents state that some of them appear to have been taken somewhere else and saved to Holmes's phone. All of them with kids under 10 years old. Some of the children were infants.
But I know you can't tell the ladies nothing. They already know everything. How the hell they get access to these kids? You can't tell them anything. That's why now, again, some people, and at first I thought it was kind of harsh when things happen to women, because I don't advocate for that violence, no, to anyone. Unless you're degenerate like this on the screen, I don't care. But I actually think people are being harsh when they say, "Oh, that poor woman, she's a single," and I used to be the one, but she's a single mom and she needs help. She's been abandoned. Sometimes women get so stressed out, they want a break. So guess what? You don't see the pedo that's before you. It can even be in your family. Keep so while I go out, girl. I just need me a night out. Who all do you know is going through the home? But hey, last I checked, video yesterday, the young ladies, some of them are single parents. They don't want nobody that's not a mom to tell them nothing. And I'm going to say this, you're entitled to your opinion. But a lot of women that are single parents, boy, they sure know how to lean on women that don't have kids for a safety net. Oh yes, they know how to lean women that don't have kids. Oh man, that's their safety net. Sometimes the women that they know are more reliable than the so-called baby daddy. How to get access to these kids? That's why, again, I said on Breathe with the City of Poverty D. You sign up for a whole nother world of poverty. Then you need daycare. Uh-oh. Gotta call let me call so and so. Okay, who all is in so-and-so's house? Is that one with folks coming in and out? The reason I mention that's how I think sometimes these things happens to kids. Well, I can't believe this happened to my child. All it takes is exposure to one. That's all it takes. I just needed a break, and you send them over to someone else's house for a little break, but you don't know who all they know. Well, the kid was asleep, so then I just took a little drink and I went to sleep too. And then next thing you know, a pedo could come through the door. Nobody's none the wiser until it's too late. But hey, I get it. People that don't have kids, well, like this here, women that women that have kids, guess what? Stop always, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Trying to lean on folks that don't have kids when you need some help. Let me call my cousin. Let me call my. Did your mother already raise her kids? Let me call so and so. And especially with friends, folks with boyfriends. Again, who's all coming inside the house? Do you really know? That's how these things happen. And the sad part is, somebody will still support this thing on the screen. That's the sad part. Somebody will still support it. He will not be ostracized. You'll hear something crazy like, innocent until proven guilty. Well, he needs some help. He needs some help. Unbelievable. Dusties. They being drama, heartache, and trauma, the financial implications is too many dust buckets in the nation. Let me know what you all think. Just ridiculous. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out. Pray for the children, because we are living in a very sick world.